Go beyond the dining room and into the heart of the service industry. Join Ron Garrett as he brings real people with raw stories and the soul of Las Vegas hospitality.
Hey Vegas TV, you're on again with The Pulse, stories from the back of the house. I'm Ron Garrett, your host, and my guest today is a longtime radio personality, a program director, a really smart guy. He made radio famous back in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s, right here in Las Vegas. His name, Doug Shane. Hello, Doug.
Hello, Ron.
So happy to have you on the show.
You know, we were talking before the show, and I just want to compliment you in front of everybody. You do a great job.
Well, thank you.
You know, you've got the knowledge. You know how to keep the show going. You know how to get the person, the guest that you have involved and make them feel relaxed. It's like you're the Johnny Carson of Vegas TV.
Was my hero.
Well, Johnny knew when to not talk. He knew when to ask the question and let him answer.
We go way back.
Oh, my God, yes.
We go way back. I love radio. I've always wanted to be in radio.
I'd love to be in radio 15. Now. Yeah.
I know you would.
Yeah.
I know you would.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to get you on my radio show again.
Good.
And give you a little different role this time.
That'd be fine.
But let's go back to the 1970s. You were 76, I believe, is when you started.
Something like that. I was their consultant in Dallas.
It was KFM and KVEG?
Well, it was KFM and KBMI.
KBMI.
And that was automated at the time I came in. It used to be automated over on Sahara across from Commercial Center. Not Caddy Corner, but just across the block from the store that got robbed by the gang.
That was the Berthas.
Yeah, Berthas.
Berthas. I know where it was.
Yeah, I know you do. I know you know everything.
I know where it was.
But yeah, it was KBMI at that time. So I was their consultant in Dallas,
Did
Texas.
they have a Henderson license or a Boulder City license?
Who's that? KBMI? No, it was Henderson.
It was your beautiful music island. That's what that stood for. Am I right?
Something like that, yeah.
That's right, KBMI.
Well, I consulted 75 stations out of Dallas. And so I flew around. I flew in here a couple of times because they wanted some consulting. And then they decided, I created a country format that was automated called Super Country. I took over for Dick Starr, who was a big radio guy years ago in Dallas. They brought Dave Scott, who created Scott Systems, brought me down to Dallas to create the Super Country format. So I did, and I was consulting KFM, and they were beautiful. They were beautiful music then too, kind of. And so he wanted to go country because that was right before the urban cowboy phase.
Everybody went country after the movie came out, just like everybody went disco with Travolta's first movie, which was Saturday Night Fever.
Well, we had KSET in El Paso, and you were there at KSET.
I went to KSET. 1980 was when I went there.
Yeah.
I spent 6 months in El Paso, 6 months in Albuquerque, with Broadcast Associates properties. But back in 1976.
Yes, sir.
What was the state of radio? What was it like in Vegas in the 70s on radio? Radio, in my mind, was king, and now it's not even the queen. What do you feel about that? What happened to radio?
It was fun. Fun. And in the greatest city in the world, I love Las Vegas, and I love the people of Las Vegas, because when I first came here, it was like all of a sudden I'm surrounded with mountains, and I've got all this good energy coming in, and we could do anything. And the staff was there 24/7. You walk into a radio station now, and the staff's not there.
What staff?
It's
just about automated every station you go to.
To do a show now, it takes 10 minutes to do an hour. So a 3-hour show, which I used to do in the mornings from 6 to 10, that's 4 hours. So I could do it in 40 minutes now. So I could walk in, cut it, and be gone.
And then everything else is put into the show.
Yeah.
In your 10 minutes or 20 minutes is just the segue between.
Well, you come in, you hit a button, and you hear the end of the song, you announce it, that was so and so, and da 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 da, and then you hit another button that would start the commercials when it ran, and then you hit another button and you hear the beginning of the next song, and you intro the next song. You know, this is Led Zeppelin with "Stairway to Heaven" on KFM 102, and then you hit the button and it goes to the song.
I had an ad agency in 1976 when
You
came.
did. We did a lot of business with you.
It was a very large ad agency. My partner was the political consultant, Tom Letizia.
It was huge.
He's still doing great. And we went out and picked up all the retail business. So radio was the way to go.
It was.
It was big. Everybody listened to the radio. I call it the radio wars back then. And you were right on top of it
Yeah.
because you were programming radio stations right there here in Vegas. You went to the country format.
Went to the country. Well, actually, when I came in, and changed KFM to live. So we were rock, and we used Burkhardt Abrams consultants, and so we were album rock, like Comp. In fact, we were the number one rock station in town at the time, and we did rock for a long time. And then we wanted to change KBMI to country. And when we decided to go country, we wanted to pick up the old call letters that had been in town a long time, which was KVEG. But it had been assigned to a ship in the Mediterranean. So we had to apply through the maritime people and all that kind of stuff to get those call letters back to Vegas. But we did. We got it back to Vegas. And we turned the AM side to KVEG with Walt Reno and Doug James and all those other guys, and made it country against KRAM.
KRAM is the station I started on when I first came to Vegas. After I quit the job of passing out buffet coupons on Fremont Street for Mel Larson at the Mint Hotel.
Oh, and then he went to Circus Circus.
He went to Circus, and he made that place popular.
Huge.
But KRAM, I went there as a country jock. I became the program director of KRAM at one point.
Really?
And then I got fired right after that.
Yeah, that happens.
But,
you know, the story in radio is you can always tell how successful you are by the size of your U-Haul.
Well, how many times you got fired shows if you're any good or not.
Yeah.
Because I got fired every single radio station I ever worked at until now.
Oh, wow.
But now it's a little bit different.
Now it's different.
So I was on KRAM. I actually fired Tom Letizia once. At noon, you know, he knew he was going when the next guy came in with the headsets and the joke book in the middle of his shift. That was the indication that you were, Mr. Ryan wants to see you, Tom.
I had to do that to one of my jocks
Right,
one
and
day.
then he sat down and I think it was Barry J. These are old time guys.
I remember Barry.
Barry J. And he finished the show, and Tom went on to much bigger and better things.
And still is. I mean, he's huge.
He's an amazing man.
He's huge.
I appeared on his radio show
I know you
just
did.
a couple of weeks ago, and we had a lot of fun with it because I was telling some cute stories
You have them.
about it. But we were talking about an old ad man here in town just a little while ago, Mr. Jerry May.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have any experience with Jerry May?
I do. Jerry May, he
He's
had
a great ad guy, by the way.
He had an ad agency. Yes, he did.
Southwest Advertising.
And when he closed Southwest Advertising, they came in and they created all the stuff up. And at that and then Steve Gold, who was the president, of course, and head guy for Broadcast Associates. We bought KSET in El Paso, Texas. And he sent Jerry May down, who was his father-in-law.
Right.
And of course, initially, the involvement with Steve and Catherine Gold was that Jerry put them together and organized the wedding, and they got married. Anyhow, he sent him down to El Paso at KSET and was running KSET for a long time.
Well, I have a Jerry May story. Those of you who don't know Jerry May he was a large man, but he also had one of the biggest ad agencies, and he was the convention center's ad agency before R&R got it.
Oh wow, okay.
And if his offices are still there, they're on Spencer,
Okay.
right by across from the Thomas and Mack. It's a beautiful building, looks like the White House.
Yeah.
That was his offices there.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Now it's one of the office complexes for the convention center. So Jerry May would like to eat.
Yeah.
And we're in El Paso, and I'm the sales manager. And I went out and I made a deal with a barbecue rib place.
He loves deals. He loves
made a
deals.
deal. I made a trade.
Yeah. He loves trades.
I made a trade with
Oh
this
my
place.
gosh.
I forget. I think it was $1,000.
Okay.
I went. I made the trade, made the spots, put it on.
Now, for those of you that don't understand trade, is that you give me $1,000 worth of barbecue, and I'll give you $2,000 worth of spots.
So, the second day that I had the account, I get a phone call from the owner,
Right.
and he says to me, he says, I can't do business with you. I said, why is that? Why not? He said, well, this Jerry May guy. I said, yeah, he's a general manager. He came over and he took every piece of barbecue ribs and meat that I had in the place in one day, and I had nothing else to sell the next day. Jerry May went and traded out the entire $1,000
One time.
one time and took it home to his family. He had a big family,
Yeah.
but that's a lot of ribs.
Yeah, well, he probably had the house full of barbecue, which he bought or traded. I don't know about that. But anyhow, he had Lee Trevino's house.
Lee Trevino's house in, what was the name of that town?
El Paso.
Las
wasn't it?
Cruces. New
Oh,
Mexico.
Las Cruces, New Mexico. Okay.
Right, he was in another state.
Okay.
I got to take a break.
Okay.
We'll come back to this in just a little bit. You're watching the Vegas Pulse, stories from the back of the house. Today we're talking with Doug Shane about radio in the old days, and we're going to bring you up to the current days in just a little bit. We'll be right back.
Looking for a night out that's pure Vegas? Welcome to Jimmy Kimmel's Comedy Club, voted best comedy club in Las Vegas. Located at the Link Promenade, just steps from the High Roller, it's your ticket to big laughs from top comics handpicked by Jimmy Kimmel himself. No two shows are alike. Every night's a headliner, and every seat's a great one. Get your laughs at the best. Jimmy Kimmel's Comedy Club, only in Vegas, only at the Link.
Hey Vegas! Are you ready to kickstart 2025 with a bang? The Composer's Room is your go-to destination for Las Vegas entertainment. Every day is a celebration here. From live music to comedy shows to magic acts, the Composer's Room has the entertainment with the Las Vegas vibe. If you are feeling lucky, then try your hand at one of our hot video poker machines. Who knows, you may hit the jackpot. Are you feeling thirsty? Our tavern serves the best drinks in Vegas. Whether you are a cocktail connoisseur or a beer buff, our bartenders got you covered. And let's not forget about the food. Our culinary delights are guaranteed to entertain your taste buds. And what's more, we've been voted best restaurant with live music. Come for the entertainment and stay for the food. Start celebrating 2025 in style at the Composer's Room. Our Vegas, our way.
Looking for a night out that's pure Vegas? Welcome to Jimmy Kimmel's Comedy Club, voted best comedy club in Las Vegas. Located at the Link Promenade, just steps from the High Roller, it's your ticket to big laughs from top comics handpicked by Jimmy Kimmel himself. No two shows are alike. Every night's a headliner, and every seat's a great one. Get your laughs at the best. Jimmy Kimmel's Comedy Club, only in Vegas, only at the Link.
We're back with Hey Vegas TV, and I'm Ron Garrett here on the Vegas Pulse, stories from the back of the house. My guest, Doug Shane, former program director of many stations, at one time 75 different stations.
Yeah.
We're talking about Las Vegas radio,
Back to Vegas.
Back to
Back
Vegas.
to the
That's
town
it.
the town we love.
the town and I still love Vegas.
I do too.
And there's a lot of stuff out there now about Vegas is going south and it's not what it was and all that. And yeah, I see some of that, but I disagree with most of it. But that's another show and another subject.
It's passing stuff because it's done that several times when they got rid of the orchestras and wanted to do anyhow.
So you took KFM and made it a country station.
No, KFM was
KVEG.
live rock. I made
Live rock,
KVEG
a country station.
Yeah.
It stayed country even after you guys didn't have it anymore. Because at one point, I remember KVEG at the backyard of the Hacienda with Bill Utton in a trailer.
Right.
And Emma Addis, if you remember those names, she
I
was
do.
She had an ad agency, but she was also running that station with Bill Hutton. It was KVEG, and it was country in the backyard of the Hacienda until they blew up the Hacienda.
Yep.
And then it went on from there. Currently, KVEG is where I'm at on my Saturday show.
Right.
It's the studio right next to mine on my Vegas Live Entertainment Radio show on KMZQ.
Yep.
KMZQ. So, what are some of the things back in the 70s and 80s that you remember most about radio and Vegas? How did that relate to you personally?
Radio back then was fun. That's the biggest word that I could put. And there were so many different things because at that time you never knew who was going to walk in to the studio. You know, Buck Owens walked in one day. Arnold Schwarzenegger walked in one day. I got a call from Barbara Mandrell. Just out of the blue, Barbara called me, and we talked for an hour. And I finally had to tell her. I said, Barbara, I gotta work. I gotta go do something.
It wasn't on the air.
No, this was personal.
I see.
She had just built her new log house in Nashville and wanted to tell me all about it. And a lot of that came from because we had billboards all over town for KVEG, and we had famous stars on the billboard: Willie Nelson, Barbara Mandrell, T.G. Shepherd. All those guys were on the billboard. So I did a lot of different stuff with Willie. My paths with Willie used to cross every 5 years, and Asleep at the Wheel plays here every now and then. And Ray Davies, who's the owner of Asleep at the Wheel, he's the head guy. He used to come to the radio station all the time. And I was on the air one Saturday, and he buzzed the buzzer, and I said, yeah, what do you need? He goes, it's Ray. I need to see your equipment. Because he used to always stop by and buy our old equipment. Because the old tube equipment is much better, mellower than the new
You're
digital.
saying tubes are better than digital?
Tubes were better because the sound was more mellow.
I remember tubes.
Yeah, yeah.
They turned into transistors, but I remember tubes.
Yeah, but he came in, and then he got done looking at the equipment. He said, let's go see Willie. So we went over to the Desert Inn, and his bus was parked out in the parking lot. He bangs on the windshield of the bus, and the curtains open and close. And so
Willie smoking away in there?
well, the door opened, and all this smoke comes out. And Willie was in there with the head of MCA Records, me, and Ray. And they were in there. We were in there chit-chatting, talking, whatever. And out of the clear blue, Willie goes, let's go to Steve Wynn's golf course, his private golf course. And so we all hop in a car and take off. So these are stories from back of the house.
That's what we're here for.
Back of the house.
Let's continue back of the house. What did you look for when you were looking to hire a DJ? What was your criteria? Let me know, so I'll send you a tape.
Okay.
What was your criteria to hire one of these guys or ladies?
Well, you know, you listen to the tape. You see if they had good things to say, what their voice quality was, and you see the track record. How many times they've been fired? You always see that. And back then, you know, you'd put an ad out and you'd get 20, 30, 40 tapes, and you'd sit there and go through all of them, and then you'd go hire who you felt was best. And it's like art. I mean, radio is like art back then. Radio's like art because you would hire who you felt was going to paint the best picture on the radio for your radio station, because it's just, when you're on the radio, it's just me behind the microphone and you listening to the speaker. It's just two people.
That's right.
It's just two ears.
And there's always somebody listening.
There's always somebody listening.
Even in small markets.
And it goes out there in space, and it's still going out there. You know, so you pick a guy that you feel is going to paint the best picture.
What kind of money did you pay those guys back in the 70s?
$1,000 a month.
That's it.
That's it.
That doesn't go very far today.
It doesn't. But you know,
$1,000 a month. Actually, that wasn't bad money.
Not back then. No. I think the most I got up to was $2,500, $3,000.
What do you think these guys are making now? Vegas radio guys.
I have no idea.
Like Chet Buchanan on KLUC, and that's the one that comes to mind. There's so many other great jocks in town. Carla Ray. And
75.
Mike O'Brien.
Oh, by the way, Mike O'Brien, good friend of mine. He's the one that called me on my last day on the air at KFM when I left. and congratulated me for leaving because I beat him every rating period.
The ratings.
But he's going to be honored at the Nevada Broadcasters Association Gala in September as a legendary performer.
Is he getting the Life Achievement Award?
That's kind of what it is.
Is that what it
yeah,
is?
it's a life achievement thing.
Well, good for him.
Congratulations to Mike.
Congratulations to Michael.
But
Myers.
anyhow,
he's a nice guy.
we didn't pay him a lot, and we gave him insurance, we gave him health insurance, and we gave him a fairly secure job if they did their job right.
Eventually, they fired you over there at KFM. KFM went to country at one point, though.
That's when some of the stations were going simulcast,
Right.
And in fact, Michael Owen, the brother of Buck Owens, called me and wanted to know how we did it, and it was kind of funny because the FCC.
How you achieved the #1 station in the market.
Yeah. Well, they were number one in Phoenix.
Bakersfield.
Yeah,
Phoenix.
they were number one in Phoenix. But
He had a station in Bakersfield, though, Buck Owens.
oh, he did.
Yeah.
He did. K-Cat Country. No,
I
that was somebody
auditioned
else.
for it, and they said, no, thank you. You have too much of a New York accent.
Oh,
And
well.
I didn't talk like this. I need to talk like this to be a country guy.
Oh, yeah. Back then, they wanted
That's
you
the
to
way
do that
Uncle
stuff.
Clyde was on the air.
But it was pretty interesting because Steve came to me and said a lot of stations are starting to go simulcast, and I think we ought to do that.
That means two stations playing the same.
Same music,
Same
yeah.
music.
Same thing, all the time. And we had KVEG, which was the #1 station in town, and KFM, which right before the ratings came out, we didn't know we were going to be #1. After we changed it to country, we came back and we were #1 rock.
How about that?
But it was I stayed up for 3 days putting the format together in a conference room, and Christmas Day evening, we ended with Led Zeppelin and hit with Waylon Jennings. Flipped the switch, and
Just like that.
it was on both stations.
I remember when that happened, and I wasn't too crazy about KFM going to country.
We had to hire security guards.
Yeah, I wasn't too crazy about that, but it worked out really good.
It did.
I got to take another break.
Gotcha.
We'll be back with Doug Shane talking about Vegas radio back in the 70s when the mob ran everything. And I have a good story about getting fired. We'll talk about your good story as well as getting fired. Stories from the back of the house right here on Hey Vegas TV. We'll be right back.
Looking for a night out that's pure Vegas? Welcome to Jimmy Kimmel's Comedy Club, voted best comedy club in Las Vegas. Located at the Link Promenade, just steps from the High Roller, it's your ticket to big laughs from top comics handpicked by Jimmy Kimmel himself. No two shows are alike. Every night's a headliner, and every seat's a great one. Get your laughs at the best. Jimmy Kimmel's Comedy Club, only in Vegas, only at the Link.
Hey Vegas! Are you ready to kickstart 2025 with a bang? The Composer's Room is your go-to destination for Las Vegas entertainment. Every day is a celebration here. From live music to comedy shows to magic acts, the Composer's Room has the entertainment with the Las Vegas vibe. If you are feeling lucky, then try your hand at one of our hot video poker machines. Who knows, you may hit the jackpot. Are you feeling thirsty? Our tavern serves the best drinks in Vegas. Whether you are a cocktail connoisseur or a beer buff, our bartenders got you covered. And let's not forget about the food. Our culinary delights are guaranteed to entertain your taste buds. And what's more, we've been voted best restaurant with live music. Come for the entertainment and stay for the food. Start celebrating 2025 in style at the Composer's Room. Our Vegas, our way.
Looking for a night out that's pure Vegas? Welcome to Jimmy Kimmel's Comedy Club, voted best comedy club in Las Vegas. Located at the Link Promenade, just steps from the High Roller, it's your ticket to big laughs from top comics handpicked by Jimmy Kimmel himself. No two shows are alike. Every night's a headliner, and every seat's a great one. Get your laughs at the best. Jimmy Kimmel's Comedy Club, only in Vegas, only at the Link.
Go beyond the dining room and into the heart of the service industry. Join Ron Garrett as he brings real people with raw stories and the soul of Las Vegas hospitality.
We're back on the Vegas Pulse. Stories from the back of the house. I'm Ron Garrett here on Hey Vegas TV, along with Doug Shane, program director, radio expert. 75 stations you were programming at one time. You brought your list of jobs.
Oh, just stuff.
It's his list is longer than
Guinness
all the
Book.
jobs I
I
ever
broke
had.
the Guinness Book World Records riding a roller coaster and a
all that
tricycle and
stuff.
all
You had
kinds
some
of different
terrific,
stuff.
Great promotions and all that.
Yeah,
It all worked out. Did you have any religious stuff on Sunday?
had to.
Had to, right?
Had to. FCC required that you had X amount of percentage of broadcasting in public service, in local community, religion,
Right.
and different things like that.
Well, I was on the air in Ohio,
Okay.
and it's not Vegas, but it's a
Everybody, you always have somebody listening.
there's always somebody listening. I'm on the air in Ohio, and I'm doing the morning religious bit,
Oh,
but I'm not talking.
Okay.
I have all these tapes.
Right.
Hour of Power.
Hour of Power, yeah.
All these tapes.
Yep.
And I have to hit the button, and they were reel-to-reel tapes, and you hit the button and they start.
All right.
I was just there for the IDs at the top of the hour. And so I do the ID at the top of the hour, and I play a tape, but I can't find the next one.
Oh,
So I'm searching, and as I'm doing that, I'm cursing all over the place.
and the mic was on.
That's exactly the end of the story there. But I am cursing all over the place. Where is that?
Yeah, yeah.
Where's that? Oh, that. Da, da, ba, ba.
Back then,
Back
it,
then, I
it was really a
rolling,
bad
right?
deal, yeah.
I was rolling, and I'm not even thinking about it. About 20 minutes into that, I had another tape running. The general manager walks into the station, and he says to me, he walked in the station, walked over to the board, and turned off the mic. I immediately packed my desk because I knew that was the end of it.
Oh, you had a desk there.
I had maybe I had
Wow.
my cubby hole, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I had a desk, and I knew I was gone. I didn't say another word. I said, "I'll pack my stuff and I'll
Yeah.
get out of here."
Yeah.
He says, I was driving my kids to church, and I'm listening to the station, and I hear you, and I almost drove into a ditch, and you almost killed my whole family.
Oh, man.
I said, oh, well, I'm gone. Packed my desk, and I left.
Yeah.
So, and I never went back to that town again because of what I did. But
Right.
But it's a better story when I use the words that I said.
Well, yeah. But everybody knows what you're talking
Tell
about.
us about you getting canned here in town
Well,
in Las Vegas.
Well, we were very successful, needless to say. We did a lot of things to get there.
20 years.
Yeah. And we were number one 12 plus, which is the big number. You can be number one 35 to 64, 25 to 54, 18 plus or whatever, but we were number one overall. And we were bought by a bigger corporation. That's back when the FCC relaxed the rules that allowed people to have more than one station in a market, or more than two, I guess. And Ken White used to be with the Las Vegas Review-Journal. He's called me one day and he said, "I need a quote from you because I'm writing an article about this merger of all these radio stations." And I said, with the merger of all these stations, the biggest losers in this whole deal are the listeners, because they were. That was the start and downfall of really fun, good radio. But we were bought by the big corporation. They came in. I was the general manager at the time. I wasn't on the air. And they decided to send me to Cincinnati. They said, "You're going to Cincinnati tomorrow to meet our consultant, and he's going to interview you." So I flew to Cincinnati the next day, met with the consultant, and flew back the next day. And I got a call from the owner of the corporation, and he called me back to a small sales office, and he said, "Doug, we've decided to make a change. We'd like to make a change in the hallways, and I'm sorry, but you're done." That was on my birthday. So it took me 20 plus years to get them to number one, and it took me 30 minutes to pack and leave.
That's just the way it is.
It is.
It is. We'll take another break, and when we come back, I want to ask you about your opinion of Las Vegas radio today.
Okay.
We'll be right back with Doug Shane right after this.
Looking for a night out that's pure Vegas? Welcome to Jimmy Kimmel's Comedy Club, voted best comedy club in Las Vegas. Located at the Link Promenade, just steps from the High Roller, it's your ticket to big laughs from top comics handpicked by Jimmy Kimmel himself. No two shows are alike. Every night's a headliner, and every seat's a great one. Get your laughs at the best. Jimmy Kimmel's Comedy Club, only in Vegas, only at the Link.
Hey Vegas! Are you ready to kickstart 2025 with a bang? The Composer's Room is your go-to destination for Las Vegas entertainment. Every day is a celebration here. From live music to comedy shows to magic acts, the Composer's Room has the entertainment with the Las Vegas vibe. If you are feeling lucky, then try your hand at one of our hot video poker machines. Who knows, you may hit the jackpot. Are you feeling thirsty? Our tavern serves the best drinks in Vegas. Whether you are a cocktail connoisseur or a beer buff, our bartenders got you covered. And let's not forget about the food. Our culinary delights are guaranteed to entertain your taste buds. And what's more, we've been voted best restaurant with live music. Come for the entertainment and stay for the food. Start celebrating 2025 in style at the Composer's Room. Our Vegas, our way.
Looking for a night out that's pure Vegas? Welcome to Jimmy Kimmel's Comedy Club, voted best comedy club in Las Vegas. Located at the Link Promenade, just steps from the High Roller, it's your ticket to big laughs from top comics handpicked by Jimmy Kimmel himself. No two shows are alike. Every night's a headliner, and every seat's a great one. Get your laughs at the best. Jimmy Kimmel's Comedy Club, only in Vegas, only at the Link.
Back on Vegas Pulse, stories from the back of the house. Final segment.
Okay, short.
Final segment. Everybody got fired in those days. That was just part of it. And it was no big deal, and you moved on to the next radio station.
I had a job one night at K-How in San Antonio, Texas. They hired me. I did one shift overnight. So, you know, you'd think you'd be there forever. And they fired me the next day.
I lasted 4 hours on one station. And I think I told you that story, and I got escorted out of town by the police because I was picking on the mayor in my first 4 hours on that show.
Okay.
And the mayor owned the station. So
There you
after
go.
that, I made sure I checked every station license to see who owned it. What's the state of Vegas radio today in your mind?
Milk toast.
Milk toast.
Milk toast. You know, when we used to do promotions and we'd give away $1,000 on Thursday, or trips around the world, that was one of our trips we gave away, or trips to England to tour the haunted castles on Halloween. All those kind of things, we gave it away locally. But now when you hear big trips given away, you have to qualify, and then they have a drawing. But you're qualifying among the stations in that group, in the whole group. So Nothing is that local anymore. There's some stations that realize what local's all about. Lotus is one of them because I cut spots for them and I know what goes on there. They have a live morning show and a live afternoon show, and you got to keep it live to keep it local.
Live is the best, without a doubt, in my mind. And I think radio is not gone
No,
and will always be around.
they were trying to get rid of AM in cars, but
They're not gonna
that
do
won't
that,
happen.
though.
That
AM's
won't
gonna
happen.
stay.
It will.
It'll stay. They need AM in the Midwest, in areas where the signals are weak and you're in the middle of nowhere in a farm field, and you want to know a tornado's coming.
And a lot of these AM sports stations, news stations, are tremendously profitable and popular.
Well, AM now is news, sports,
Yep.
or politics,
Right.
and mostly right-wing politics. Not a lot of left-wing politics on radio.
Yeah.
Mostly the right. Hey, Doug, it's a pleasure to have you here.
You too, buddy. You're the best.
It's a lot of fun to talk about radio. I love radio. I'm still doing it.
We could go on forever.
82 years old now, and I'm still on the air.
I'm ready if somebody
I'm
needs
still
needs a
shucking
good
and
guy.
jiving and moving and grooving.
Yeah,
And I'm going to keep on getting down with my bad self, you know?
yeah, yeah.
That's the way we do it. Doug, you're looking to help some radio stations here in town. Give yourself a plug.
Yeah, I mean, if there's anything I can do, if you need a voice for spots or you need a little consulting, I'd love to get back in and help you guys out because I do have a little bit of knowledge.
You've got a lot of knowledge. You got 5 pages of jobs right here.
Different things I've done and different promotions and all kinds of things. So if there is a station out there, sure, send me a note, DougShane1950@gmail.com.
Thank you for coming here all the way from Pahrump.
You're the best, bud.
And we'll see you on the next show that we do together, and we will do that.
I'm ready.
All right. Thank you for watching and listening to, I always say listening. This is television. Used to radio. Vegas Pulse, stories from the back of the house with me, Ron Garrett. See you next time.